Did you know that Japan has more people living past 100 than any other country on Earth? More than 90,000 centenarians. And that number keeps growing every year. What makes this so fascinating is not just how long Japanese elders live, but how they live. Many people in their 70s, 80s, and even 90s remain mobile, mentally sharp, and independent, without expensive gyms, extreme workouts, or complicated fitness programs. While many Western adults spend thousands of dollars on supplements, personal trainers, and fitness apps, Japanese elders quietly outlive almost everyone else by doing something very different. When researchers from Harvard Medical School and Stanford University followed Japanese seniors for several years, they expected the answer to be diet or genetics. But they were wrong. The biggest difference was not food. It was not DNA. It was not medication. The secret was hidden in 6 simple daily movements that Japanese elders perform naturally, often without even calling them exercise. These are not workouts. They are not fitness routines. They are basic human movements that Western medicine largely ignored for decades. In fact, early researchers dismissed them as too gentle to matter, until brain scans told a very different story. Japanese elders who practiced these movements daily showed 40% less cognitive decline, significantly better balance and coordination, joints that remained flexible decades longer, and nervous systems that functioned like people 20 years younger. Stanford researchers later described these movements as the most overlooked longevity factor in modern medicine. Today, I'm going to walk you through all 6 movements, starting with the simplest and building toward the most powerful. And I want to warn you in advance about number 1. It takes just 2 minutes a day, requires no equipment, and yet neuroscientists found it activates more areas of the brain at once than any other physical activity they've ever measured. In a long-term study of over 15,000 Japanese seniors, this single movement was associated with an average lifespan increase of 7 years. Yet more than 90% of adults in Western countries have never heard of it. Before we begin, let me ask you something. Please leave a comment below. Your age and where you're watching from. I read and respond to many comments personally, and your answers help shape future videos. Now let's begin. Number 6. Slow walking. Sampo. Let's start with something that looks almost too simple to matter. In Japan, elders treat slow walking, known as sampo, as daily medicine. This is not regular walking, and it is definitely not power walking. Sampo is intentional, slow movement, usually at half the speed. Most people walk. Japanese seniors often practice it for 20 to 30 minutes every morning. Typically before breakfast. The goal is not distance. The goal is coordination. Here's what makes it different. During Sampo, you take 1 breath in for every 2 steps. Hold the breath for 2 steps. Then exhale slowly for 4 steps. This breathing pattern synchronizes your gi, heart, lungs, and nervous system. In a way faster walking simply cannot. A long-term study from Kyoto University followed over 3,000 adults over age 60 for 10 years. Those who practiced daily Sampo had 60% less arterial stiffness, lower blood pressure, an average drop of 12 systolic points, better balance and fewer falls. But here's the most important part. Walking slowly allows your entire foot to contact the ground, heel, arch, and toes. This activates all 33 joints in each foot, sending powerful signals to the brain that improve balance and spatial awareness. In Western seniors who adopted Sampo for just 8 weeks, single-leg standing time improved by an average of 45 seconds. A massive change for fall prevention. To practice Sampo correctly, roll through your foot with every step. Keep your eyes focused about 6 feet ahead. Let your arms swing naturally but gently. Relax your hands. No clenched fists. Avoid treadmills. Moving belts interfere with natural foot mechanics. Walking on grass, dirt paths, or uneven surfaces provides even more benefit. The University of Tokyo found seniors walking on natural surfaces had 20% better joint mobility than those walking only on concrete. Start with just 10 minutes and build gradually. This is not about speed, it's about reconnecting your brain with your body. Number 5. Daily stretching. Ragio Taiso. Every morning at 6:30 a.m., a gentle melody plays across Japan's public broadcasting system. It signals the start of Ragio Taiso, radio calisthenics, a daily stretching routine practiced nationwide since 1928. Millions of people, including seniors in their 80s and 90s, still do it every day. But don't let the word calisthenics mislead you. This is not a workout. It is a 3-minute and 15-second sequence of gentle flowing movements designed to lubricate joints, wake up muscles, and restore mobility. No static holds, no straining, no pain. Researchers from the Osaka Medical College followed over 8,000 adults over 60. Those who practiced Ragio Taiso daily experienced 40% fewer falls, 55% less chronic back pain, significantly better shoulder and hip mobility well into old age. The science behind this is fascinating. These movements increase synovial fluid production in your joints, the natural lubricant that keeps movement smooth and pain-free. Without daily motion, this fluid thickens and decreases, leading to stiffness and joint pain. The routine includes gentle arm raises to open the chest and improve breathing, shoulder rotations for joint health, controlled spinal twists, side bends to stretch the rib muscles, light marching and shallow squats for hip and knee mobility. Timing matters. Japanese elders usually perform this immediately after waking, when growth hormone levels are naturally elevated and tissues respond best to movement. The rule is simple. Move as if you're moving through warm honey. Never force, never bounce. Even doing part of the routine, especially arm raises and gentle twists, provides meaningful benefit. This practice alone explains why many Japanese seniors maintain full range of motion decades longer than their Western peers. Number 4. Deep squat rest. Shinko-zuwari. If you visit parks, gardens, or temples in Japan, you'll notice something unusual. Older adults resting comfortably in a deep squat position, heels flat on the ground, back relaxed, holding conversations, tending plants, waiting patiently. They can stay there for 10, 20, even 30 minutes without discomfort. Meanwhile, many Western adults over 60 struggle to hold this position for even 10 seconds. This isn't just flexibility. This position is one of the most fundamental human postures, and yet chair-based cultures slowly remove it from daily life. Japanese elders never lose it, because they use it every day. A major long-term study from the Tokyo Metropolitan Institute of Gerontology followed over 5,000 adults for 12 years. Those who could comfortably hold a deep squat for just 2 minutes had 70% lower risk of needing assisted living, better hip and ankle mobility, independence lasting an average of 9 years longer. Why does this position matter so much? Because the deep squat opens the hips to their full range of motion, maintains ankle flexibility, critical for balance, strengthens pelvic floor muscles, gently decompresses the spine. Harvard researchers later found that cultures where deep squatting is common have 80% fewer hip replacement surgeries, 60% less chronic lower back pain. The spine benefits are especially important. When you squat deeply, fluid flows into the discs between your vertebrae. This nourishes the spine and reduces stiffness that leads to pain and instability. How to begin safely. Start with support. Stand with your back against a wall, feet shoulder-width apart, toes slightly turned outward. Lower yourself slowly. Let your knees move naturally over your toes. If your heels lift, place a rolled towel underneath them. Hold for 30 seconds at first. Over time, build gradually. The key is frequency, not force. 5 one-minute squats spread throughout the day are far more effective than forcing one long hold. Japanese elders squat while gardening, while waiting, while sorting items on low shelves, even while watching television. It's not exercise, it's posture. And posture is one of the strongest predictors of long-term independence. Number 3. Single leg standing. Ashidachi. This one surprises many people. In Japan, doctors actually prescribe single leg standing to adults over 60. It's treated almost like medication. In some cases, it's even included in preventive care recommendations because the evidence is so strong. A 15-year study from Fukuoka University followed over 12,000 adults. Those who practiced daily single-leg standing had 68% fewer hip fractures, 75% fewer serious falls, stronger coordination and reaction time. Brain imaging revealed something remarkable. Standing on one leg increases gray matter in areas of the brain responsible for balance, coordination, movement control. Every second you balance, your body performs thousands of tiny corrections. Your muscles adjust, your inner ear recalibrates. Your nervous system sharpens. This trains the exact systems that fail first with aging. How to do it safely. Stand near a wall or sturdy chair. Lift one foot just slightly off the ground. Focus your eyes on a fixed point about 10 feet away. Breathe normally. Hold for 30 seconds, then switch legs. As this becomes easier, close your eyes, turn your head slowly, side to side, raise your arms overhead. Japanese elders often combine this with daily habits. They stand on one leg while brushing their teeth, waiting for water to boil, standing in line. This creates consistency without effort. Research from the Mayo Clinic found that the ability to stand on one leg for 30 seconds is a stronger predictor of longevity than blood pressure or cholesterol levels. In other words, balance reflects how well your brain and body are aging together. Number 2. Floor-sitting transitions. Seiza and floor rising. Here's something most people in the West never notice. The average Japanese adult over 70 gets down to the floor and back up again more than 20 times per day. They sit on the floor for meals, for tea, for conversations, for television, for rest. Each time they rise and lower themselves, they perform a all-full-body movement that quietly preserves strength, coordination, and brain function. Researchers at the University of Tsukuba studied more than 10,000 older adults and made a striking comparison. Those who regularly sat on the floor had 40% greater lower body strength, 50% better hip mobility, the ability to rise independently well into their 90s, but the most surprising result was cognitive. Their thinking speed, memory, and problem-solving scores were 15% higher than chair-only sitters. Why? Because floor transitions are not simple movements. To sit down and rise safely, your brain must plan each step in sequence, adjust balance continuously, coordinate multiple muscle groups, control speed and direction. This lights up the prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain responsible for decision-making and executive function. In other words, every floor transition is a brain exercise. How to practice safely. Start with support. Use a low stool, ottoman, or armrest. Lower one knee to the floor, then the other. Sit briefly. Reverse the movement to stand. At first, use your hands. Over time, reduce reliance on them. Soft surfaces help. Carpet or a mat protects the knees while you build confidence. Even 2 or 3 transitions per day make a difference. Brazilian longevity researchers found that the ability to rise from the floor without using hands predicted 6 additional years of life expectancy. This is not about strength alone, it's about coordination, control, and confidence. Desure. Number 1. Towel twist. Tenugui hibiki. This is the movement that changed how researchers think about aging. It looks simple. It uses nothing more than a small towel. Yet Japanese centenarians consistently credit it for their vitality. You hold a towel with both hands, arms extended, and create controlled tension while twisting your torso. But calling it a towel twist doesn't do it justice. When scientists placed sensors on the body during this movement, they recorded activation in places rarely engaged by traditional exercise. deep spinal stabilizers, intrinsic foot muscles, core muscles surrounding the organs, even muscles involved in posture and breathing. A long-term study of 15,000 Japanese seniors, followed over 20 years, found something remarkable. Those who performed this movement for just 2 minutes daily lived an average of 7 years longer. Grip strength, one of the strongest predictors of independence, remained high into their 90s. Brain scans showed increased communication between the left and right hemispheres. This movement requires bilateral coordination, forcing both sides of the brain to work together. That's why it supports memory, reaction time, and mental clarity. How to do it? Hold a towel horizontally at shoulder height, hands about shoulder width apart. Pull outward gently, creating tension, as if trying to tear the towel, but without actually doing it. While maintaining tension, slowly rotate your torso to the right. Hips stay facing forward. The movement comes from your core. Hold for 3 seconds. Return to center, rotate left. Breathe naturally. Exhale during the twist. Inhale as you return. This breathing activates the vagus nerve, calming inflammation throughout the body. Beginners use light tension and small rotations. Advanced practitioners increase tension gradually. Many Japanese elders perform this twice daily. Once in the morning to wake the nervous system, once in the evening to support recovery and sleep. Just 1 minute each time is enough. The science behind it is powerful. Isometric contractions release substances called myokines, proteins that reduce inflammation, improve insulin sensitivity, and support brain health. This movement produces more myokines per minute than almost any other low-impact activity studied. Final thoughts. The lesson from Japan is not about workouts, it's about movement woven into daily life. These 6 movements: preserve strength, protect balance, maintain joint mobility, support brain health, and extend independence. They require no gym, no equipment, no special clothing, no pressure. They simply respect how the human body was designed to move. Aging does not mean decline, it means adaptation, and the body responds beautifully when given the right signals. You don't need to do everything at once. Start with one movement. Practice it daily. Let consistency do the work. Now I'd like to hear from you. Which of these movements feels most realistic for you right now? Have you tried anything similar before? Did you notice a change in balance, flexibility, or confidence? Share your experience in the comments. Your story may help someone else take their first step toward aging with strength and clarity. Thank you for spending this time with me.